Hey guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be uploading a random image. So, let's say you want to cook some eggs, you want to pick a pan, you got a PNG pan, you got a JPEG pan, and you got a GIF pan, and you want to say, let's say I'm going to cook some eggs, and you want to get one of those three randomly sent. So we're going to do that today. The first thing you want to do is create a variable for all three pans. These three variables are going to be for the pans themselves, not necessarily the pans, but the file path. So the file path for all three will be pans, and it will be pan1 dot png. So what this does is the dot means it's going to be searching in this folder. So in my tutorial bot folder, which is this whole thing here, and inside that it's going to look for a folder called pans, with an S. It'll look in it'll find it and it'll say pans, and then it will get the path that is the actual pan itself, which is pan1.png. So we're going to want to do pan2.jpg. I'm just doing them all a different extension just to show you it can be done with just about anything. So dot pans-pan3.gif, because I was asked with the images video, can you use GIFs? And yes, you can. So then you want to do the if statement that starts, or actually no, we're going to do includes. And what includes does is, instead of it checking if it starts with this string of text, it will check the entire message to see if this text is in here. So we're going to do cook me some eggs. So even if we type in hello tutorial bot, I can't spell, cook me some eggs, it'll look through the entire message, it'll see the fact that it says cook me some eggs, and it will activate this. So in here, we're actually gonna wanna first of all do the random number. So we're gonna do random is equal to, and I'm gonna put in here a equation that will give you a random number. So here it is, but before that line, we're also going to want to put number is equal to, we have three pans, so 3. So the variable random is equal to this text here gives you a random number. So it's this is the maximum number here. The number is the maximum, so it's 3 pans. So it's so this would be 3, and this is going to be the minimum number, and this is going to be and you add +1 if you want it to be inclusive. So inclusive means you'll get 1, 2, or 3. If it's not inclusive, you will get 1 or 2, or at least that's how it is in testing. But if you want it to be, if you want to use 1, 2, and 3, you're going to want to do this. You can always just delete that, but I have that there just for demonstrating purposes. What math.floor does is math.random gives you a decimal, so math.floor will essentially just round it, and +1, what that does is, because this will actually give you, I believe, 0, 1, or 2, so +1 just ends you up with an even number. Now, this is, and I'm going to be using a statement here that I just looked up because I remember it existed, and it is a switch statement. So switch random, and we're going to do case 1, case 2, and case 3. A switch statement is essentially, the way I describe it, is kind of a lot of if statements. So it takes this variable, okay, random. So we know for a fact random will be 1, 2, or 3. So what it does is, in the case it is 1, that's what case 1 means. In the case it is 1, any code we have here will run. In the case that the random number is 2, it will run any code here. And in the case that random is this, it will run that. Switch statements can be for also strings, but for here it's a number. So this indicates what variable it's going to be. We could do a string and do string, and in here do blah, 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 but we're not doing that. So we're going to be doing this. And we're going to do message.channel.send as usual, and we're going to be entering the file like I taught in the other video. Just to reiterate, what files does is, what the file path in here, it will look for it. So if it's pan1, it's going to look in the folder the code is in. It'll look for the folder called pans, and it'll take pan1.png. And now we're just going to want to do the same thing with pan2, which is a JPEG, and it should make no difference, and pan3, which is a GIF. So now that we have that all done, we are going to want to turn on the bot. Now that we're in Discord, we can say, and just to test this, hey, tutorial bot, can you cook me some eggs, please? So it will it will search for cook me some eggs. Oh, okay, I see what I did wrong. One thing that I forgot to do is after each case statement, you want to do break. Because if you don't do break, and I'm not sure exactly why this is, because what break does is, let's say if you have an if statement or a for statement, so if blah blah blah, this is true, anything you type here, you do then break, and then it stops. So if you have by any chance any code here, it will not run because it breaks the statement and stops it. It's the same for statements, but I don't think I'll be using many for statements in these tutorials. So now that we have that done, we can actually do Ctrl C, which I kind of learned is a thing. Wait, if we go to node here, Ctrl C, if you're in the same thing, it will turn it off. So node dot, we're going to run it again, and we're going to ask, oh, and if you wanted to see, these are the images that we're going to get. As you can see, this is a GIF. It's not that easy to see, but it's blowing some smoke. This is our JPEG, and this is our normal pan that we used in the image tutorial. So cook me some eggs. Now it gave us the first pan, then cook me some eggs. It gives us a second, it gives us the first, it gave us a second, and it gave us a third. And if we just keep doing this, it will have a random chance of giving you any of the three. For some reason, for the start, it wasn't giving me many of the third pan. And that is how you send random images. This can be very, very useful in certain fun scenarios if you want to send a random image. I might be planning on for Fuzzbot because I have a bunch of images. So yeah, that is it. Switch statements are very useful because although you can do the same thing with just if and else statements, it takes up more lines, and this is just a very simple way of doing this. And yeah, that is how it works, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye bye.